packed up our stuff for the second last time.
And ready to head to our second day of Ketofest.
And this year our theme is...
To the moon and back.
And this is like the moment when we first told our friends, family, and strangers about a ketogenic diet. Isn't it? Sound familiar, right? We knew the theory, we knew it worked for us. We had a hope and a trust that we could help our fellow humans.
We're talking about perspective.
being able to see things from a completely different point of view than you ever thought that you could.
Think about it. Everyone you know, everyone who has ever existed from the moon is on that little ball.
So I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting and lean mass.
I couldn't be happier that Megan laid the foundations for my talk. Because autophagy is something that is so important that I have been completely fascinated by it.
We've just ducked out to grab ourselves some lunch. We've got some provolone cheese sandwich and some bacon. We all know what bacon tastes like, but let me just try the...
But it's American bacon.
Yeah. There's so much cheese on this, but it's so good. We also have some keto chow tomato basil soup. Not really soup weather, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's probably not super strong tomato, and there's something there that I don't like. I can't quite put my finger on the flavour of it, but yeah, it's okay. But there's something there that kind of sits on the back of your tongue. We are on our lunch break. What did you think of the speakers this morning, Erika?
Really good. I liked Megan Ramos and Dr. Nadir Ali. They were talking about fasting and autophagy, and just really reminded me that I need to stop being a baby and do more fasting.
Yeah, we really need to step up our fasting game when we get home. We also saw Dave Feldman and Richard Morris. So Richard was talking about what it's like to be a fat man and how you're unable to kind of tap into your fat stores and what that means. So I really liked Dave Feldman's speech actually, because he was talking about a citizen scientist, and what that means is kind of how we are doing our own research on ourselves and how we need to take that back to our GPs and advise them what we're achieving from what we're doing with a ketogenic diet or a low carb diet.
So we're heading back in now, and there's Dr. Steve Phinney.
Yep. Dr. Berger and Peter Ballerstedt are the next three up. So
yes, and apparently there's some comfy chicken that's for lunch, so we're going to go and suss that out as well. So, gosh, that was a whirlwind.
It's gone so quickly. It's just finished. I can't believe it.
Now it's 8 o'clock. We're back at the train station, heading down to New York. It's like 34
really hot.
degrees and 1,000,000% humidity, and that walk from the hotel to the station with all our stuff nearly killed us.
Yeah. We're going to pray for a seat and some air conditioning on the train and a nap.
So I think we were just getting on the train the last time we checked in.
Yes.
It's the next day, in case that isn't obvious. We had a bit of a
tough trip home. we got as far as Stanford on the train, or close to Stanford on the train, and the train stopped. There was a power outage in New York City. They didn't want to go any further because they didn't want to lose power.
Yes. Which was good because the train was very comfortable. We had air conditioning because it was really, really hot. So we were we were comfortable. We had seats. We had, water. We were fine. But
snacks.
A 3-hour train trip turned into a 6-hour train trip.
We arrived in New York at 2 a.m. We were not talking to the camera. We were literally just crawling into bed. So, Ketofest is all wrapped up. Erika, who was your favourite speaker of the day?
I really enjoyed Amy Berger just because it was a different take to any sort of talk I've seen at a keto kind of conference before. She spoke about why isn't keto easy for me and challenges that people face, and just really the point of her talk was just letting people know you're not alone if you still crave sweet things or you feel hungry even though you're doing keto, because I guess a lot of the message is about how awesome keto is, and as much as it's simple, it's not necessarily easy all the time.
That was the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, and it was just it was just such a nice, it was just oh, okay, I'm not alone, it was a nice feeling, I thought.
It was my favourite talk as well, because the science stuff is great, but this was oh, okay, so I'm not the only person who, hasn't experienced those amazing moods or those kind of things. Because keto is awesome, but not everyone experiences every single thing that everyone talks about.
Yeah, and you do need to tweak things sometimes as well. So, I thought she was really good. But it was a great day overall. It was a pretty long day. With the extra long train trip, but... Yeah, we just loved catching up with all of our friends. That was so nice.
That's always been our highlight of Ketofest. And that's what I think is better than the other conferences we've been to before, is the connections of the people that we make at Ketofest.
Much more social, and I guess other conferences we've been to, you're not necessarily sharing food and stuff. Yeah. So I guess that makes it kind
more
of a
social.
Different... Yeah, for sure. Anyway... We're in New York now, so our next vlog will be a couple of days in New York. We actually have no plans. We have no idea what we're doing, so make sure you subscribe so you can come along with us and check out
and decide
New York.
what we're going to do while we're doing it. It's going to be pretty interesting. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.